This call is now being recorded. This call is now taking notes.
One E. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me clear my terminal. Okay, so now let's do, can I paste now? Yes. So it's set up. Okay, so I'm doing Docker run I don't know when this immediately down. So let me just run Docker run hello world. See, this is supposed to be running already. It's like the image is not good. Okay, hello world is running properly. Okay, so let me do Docker run Ubuntu and see. Yes. Selection. They refuse to run. Okay. So now let's just work on this project since these ones are refusing to run. Let me use my Docker Compose that's already here. So I will do, let me check. Okay, so let me do Docker Compose. Docker Compose up-d to run what is in my Docker Compose in detached mode so that we don't have to actively see what is happening. So it will download the images in this Docker Compose document, which I believe this should be a Postgres database, and then there's Airflow. There's a Postgres database, Airflow, a Postgres database, and then I think that's all. Yeah, Postgres database and Airflow. So it's downloading all the required files. You see. So Docker Compose is just if you want to run a program that contains many images or many tools you want to use. So you might be using Airflow, you might be using a Postgres database and all of that. So Docker Compose helps you run multiple images all at once. Okay, so let me see if it's done. Okay, it's still going. While that is downloading. So for us to run this particular project, all we just need to do is to install what we call MiniKube. So MiniKube is used to create like a Kubernetes cluster on our local machine. So I don't know how much RAM they give us here though, but it will create a single node cluster generally. So what we will do is to just type in what MiniKube start, and then driver. And the driver will be Docker. So because we are going to be using Docker. So it's MiniKube version on Ubuntu. So it's installing MiniKube on this system. Okay, so internet speed is okay. Okay. Good evening, Clinton. Okay. I don't know how to remove this thing most times. Okay, while this one is still going on, let us check this. So Airflow init is still running, it's taking time. Okay. Postgres, yeah, Postgres. Okay, it's starting. LPS, okay. So if we do Docker PS now, we should see all the containers that are running. So let me minimize this. Okay, so we see all they are up. So we have MiniKube, which I'm running in the others in this place. I think it's done. Okay, yes. So MiniKube is running. Airflow is here. Airflow is here. Then what else? There's supposed to be a Postgres database. Okay, this is it, Postgres database. So all our containers are up and running. Here you can see the ports. So MiniKube is on port 22. In networking, this port 22 is called SSH. So if you have the IP address, you can SSH into it. So port 8080 is for Airflow. Then port 5432 is actually for Postgres. But yeah, I did 5433 because I had a Postgres database already in my local machine. But I think this will work with 5432 here. So MiniKube is still setting up. Okay. So if we want to check what is inside a particular container, we can just do Docker executes -it and then we use the image's name or container ID. So I'm not going to use Postgres because its syntax is quite plenty. Let me see if I can do that for okay. Let me let me check the syntax for Airflow web server. Web server. Okay, so then bash. Here to put bash here. Okay. So now if we look at this, we can see we've logged into Airflow web server using bash. Then you can use uname to check if what is the server. So you see it's Linux. It was built inside a Linux server. Then you can ls to check everything that's happening inside that particular server. So we have logs, we have requirements.txt. So you can cut requirement.txt to see what is inside. So we see the things we have requirement.txt. We have Panda, SQL, Kevin, request, and all of that. So I think basically that's it. So let me clear and then exit from this instance. So we are back in our main server. So I believe bash MiniKube should be done. Okay, MiniKube is done. So what MiniKube does is to create like a single node cluster. So it gives us like CPU, two core CPU and memory of 3 gigabytes. So this is enough for what we want to do. So after having getting MiniKube, I think we need to put in kubectl. Or does this have cube or to version? Okay, it has kubectl already. So now what we can do is to build our image. So I think we are okay. Let me see where I have those files. So Kubernetes 8. No. Okay, so let us build the image. So Docker, sorry, typing Docker build -t. So we type the image, let's call it my K8 Kubernetes ETL latest here. Do I have that here? What is the right record? Let me see the into Give me a moment to check my. Okay, unknown shorthand -t. Okay, okay. Docker build. Docker build -t. Okay. CD to key and then build it. Okay, that's a moment, please. Okay. Copy. Text. Okay, let me move this. Okay, so we have our container running already. We have our container running already. So we apply our Kubernetes YAML file. So what we do, we say kubectl. We already have kubectl, so we just do kubectl apply. The file is in. I think we are applying the Postgres one first. So we do kubectl apply Postgres. So K8 and then Postgres. So it has applied it. So then we do kubectl apply again, but this time we apply the one for Airflow. So Airflow. Okay. Airflow. So it has been applied. Then if we do Docker kubectl get pods. So kubectl get pods. We should see. Okay, we have the Postgres running. We have Postgres deployment running. We don't have. Okay, Postgres. We don't have Airflow running yet because it needs to run Postgres. So let's just give it time. So while that is running in the background, while that is running in the background, let's create a name, what we call a namespace for all of this. So we do kubectl kubectl create namespace airflow. So we create a namespace and then we install Apache Airflow. Let me do check if this thing is the pod is still running. Okay, this is just Postgres deployment. Airflow exists, created. Okay, this is a deployment. Okay, let's check the deployment. Kubectl. So kubectl get deployments. I can spell deployments. I hope I can spell deployments properly. Okay, so we have these deployments right here. We have Postgres deployments. Okay, so we have the deployments, which is this one. So deployments. Then we have which is a Postgres channel. Then we have Airflow running as the pods using Airflow. Airflow is running inside a Postgres business. Then, so what we will do now is we want to download Airflow ecosystem. So we use Helm. So Helm repo add to add the repo Apache Airflow, and then let me copy a particular thing, and then let me hide this. So go to the next one. Apache has been added. Okay, so the repo has been added. Then, so we update the repo. Updates repo. So account repo updates. So suddenly got updates for Apache chart repository. Update complete. Happy. Yeah. So now we install Airflow. So what we're going to do is, let me just copy this particular code, and then we are going to install Apache Airflow with this user admin and password admin. So we run that. Apache is quite heavy. I hope this runs fast. Okay. So we just give it time for all of this to run because Airflow is quite heavy. Okay. Okay. Let me use this to check kubectl get pods. Okay, so kubectl gets see jobs. Yeah, no job deployments. Deployments. Okay. Here we can see all of this running already. Let's see. Okay, let's check what is happening in the background. So kube console to make sure something is actually happening. Get pods, and then airflow watch. So it's still running. So I think just Airflow API server is yet to spin up that processor. Okay. 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 We are almost being everything completed. I mean, good again. Okay, everything is Airflow you server is not running. Let's go back and check information on how you are using dynamically generated key, which can lead to unnecessary restarts and blah blah blah. Okay, 5432. So we have Airflow running already. Okay. So now we have that running. Okay, so now we need to ingest our data. So dark.py. So we need to run this dark.py. Okay, so to do that, we need to search for the name of this scheduler. So let's do teaching everyone like some what is it called now? Linux command. So get pods, and then the pods we want to get we have to get pods -n and then we'll pipe it with grep scheduler. So what this will do is get us only that particular pod that is a scheduler. So get arguments -n get pods -n. It's a bit faster than to be Airflow. Okay. Correct schedule, get -n Airflow schedule. Unable to connect to the server. Oh, it's working. Error. Is an error on the server. It's unable to declare that on the screen. Yes. Okay. Connection loss has prevented the request from succeeding. How about you, Paul? I'm sorry, I'm taking all the time. Issue. Oh, Ogachukwu, will you continue? Because now it's looking like this thing is wants to be failing while we are on the class. Ogachukwu, are you settled now?
Yeah. Oh, do we have to finish? We have to finish this Docker before we move to AWS now.
Okay. It's like you are enjoying it.
Actually, anyway, don't, let's see what we can do. Oh, Christ.
Bye. Because I don't want to take too much time.
You've taken an hour plus already.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Uh, okay. Why is powering up? MiniKube. Okay. Ogochukwu, like I said, you can continue now. Hello, Ogochukwu.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, you can continue so that I don't spend too much time. The open space is just failing. I don't know why. It was running.
Okay.
Let's just continue. I will do it in the background.
Okay,
Sorry.
so we are supposed to move to a different topic entirely right now, which is AWS. And I'm conflicted if we should really continue or we should just take it some other time because it's past 7 right now.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if because if we continue, I can tell you that we would not even cover much. And I intended us doing like a demo that would cover at least 4 AWS services. So if we continue at this time, I don't think we're going to achieve much regards AWS today. So what do we do? Okay, let me hear from returning students. Do we move on with AWS session today, regardless of the time we have left, or do we move it to maybe next week? I don't know. I think maybe we could hold it next week, the same time with new learners. I don't know
Okay.
because let our returning students we have here. You know, today is supposed to be a session, so let me get your opinion.
How
What do
many
you think?
returning?
Yeah, they are here. At least I can see some of them here. Can any of you just give us suggest? What do you suggest? If you want us to continue, we can move on right now. That's not a problem with me, but we won't cover much. And I wouldn't like us taking it to next month again. I would prefer we finish everything once and for all. But if that's not the case, if we have any other opinion, let me hear.
I
So,
subscribe to me, my own personal.
no, hold on, Steve, not you, please. Don't worry, you talk your let me hear from others.
Hello.
Okay, Arabile, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Very well, and you?
Good. Yeah, from my side, that I'm very grateful for the opportunity to learn, but I feel like, oh, I didn't know that the program would go on past January or something. I didn't know it was like a 2 year program. Or maybe I didn't read. I think, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so what would you do? You suggest we continue with AWS now? Like this fifth, okay, 11 minutes past 7. Like, do we start AWS class now, or do we move it to some other time? And some other
Oh,
time
yes.
would likely be next week.
Yes, I
Uh,
think we can do it next week.
okay, okay, so that's fine. Do we have? Does any other person want to say something? Steve, not you, please.
Hello, Bochuku.
Okay, marvelous. Good evening.
Good evening. So, me personally, I'm learning the technique to just get the concept of everything because most of what Steve is speaking kind of too technical for me to take it. But just to get how it moves, as I'm learning. But I would have loved for Steve to finish the possible. Then we can move to AWS. But it seems that there are still some things we can cover. But if he is ready to take us through today, I can suggest that next week we just move to AWS. If there will be instead, we'll be having it with the student that is starting for the first week. So I don't know if that is going to be a problem. We can just move to AWS next week. That's
Okay. Okay, so your suggestion is still in line with what Orabile said and who I'm looking at. That's taking AWS next week. All right. So Steve, what's yours? Or do we have any other person?
Okay, we have other people too.
Okay. We returning students and we have others. So can any other? Do we have any other person giving us any other suggestion? Do we have any differing opinion? Any differing opinion from anybody, new or old, or returning? Okay, none. Steve, let's hear from you, please.
Okay, I said me, I can work with next week. I don't think I'm doing anything active for next week for the new learners. So I can work with next week.
Okay, thank you. So as it stands now, we will not cover. If we start AWS, I guess we will just talk theory. We can't cover any concrete practical on AWS with the time that we have left. So what we'll just do, let's continue with our Docker and see how it ends. Then next week, now this is to our returning learners. I know our sessions ought to be once a month, but please, you have to forgive us this time around. We're still trying to see how things work best for us. So next week, please, we'll have the AWS session, and it will be AWS like nothing else. That's what we'll have next week. So it doesn't affect the session we already have planned for the end of next month, which is for PySpark. So next week, please, we're going to have the AWS session, and it will run the same time with new learners. Of course, the links are different, so we'll run it concurrently with the new learners. So while new learners are having their session, we'll be having our own AWS session next week. So I think that's how we're going to end this today. Thank you very much for understanding, and thank you for your patience. So Steve, I guess you can complete continue and let's see how this our Docker session ends today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Let me just get back to where we previously were, setting up that flow and see if our pods are running already. Yes. Hopefully it's
Steve, do you pay to use the code spaces on GitHub?
No, you don't pay. It's free if you have an account.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Yes, Clinton, you've missed a lot of failing codes. Yeah. Last week we did a lot, but the codes were just failing. GitHub has not really been my friend for the last couple of weeks. Okay, while this is still running, Ogwachukwu, can you hear me? While it's still running.
Yes, I'm here. I'm fine.
Okay, let me. As we're waiting for the containers to spin up and start running, I was partaking in that data engineering Zoom camp with Alexi. So unfortunately for me, I had to go home for my off because I was stressed out of my mind, and we were supposed to submit our capstone project. So network wasn't good at home. Like I can see from some of us joining here that the network is still not good. Anytime you leave a place with Wi-Fi. So I was trying to complete the project and it was failing throughout the period till when the deadline was. But just in case you want to see it, it's like a machine learning project with a lot of stuff going on. So every other person, the returning learners, while this is spinning up, this is the repo. Okay. I hope I'm not sharing anything private though. So I have a lot of logs here. So this log is just telling. Also, I use Terraform to build an AWS infrastructure, and then this is the whole repo. And then instead of using what's it called? Instead of using Airflow for my orchestration, I use a tool called Brewing. I don't know if you can see it here. This one with this face, Brewing. It does orchestration and transformation. So let me just see if I can see my logs. I think my logs are gone now. But if you check this log, I had a lot of failures. So all of these were failing pipelines till this last one. If this is the last one, where finally it's now worked. So yeah. Data lake. So if you want to see my data lake, just to know that we also practice some of these things. I am practicing some of these things we learn. I don't know if it's here. I think I have it somewhere. Let me get it. Yes, this is it. So it's just like a machine learning model for what is it called, for Forex traders. So I designed it. So this is my Streamlit app running. Oh, this one takes time too. So this is my S3 buckets where the data is stored. Okay, why it's getting that from Latina. Okay, so this is my Forex data lake. So inside my data lake, I have a medallion pipeline. So the dirty data, the raw data, which is supposed to be the brown. I don't know why they still brown here. It's supposed to be different. Bronze, silver, and supposed to be bronze, silver. So we have bronze, bronze, silver, and gold. So bronze is the dirty data. So for both, then we have the gold layer and the silver layer. So everything, this is like a data lake where the raw data is stored, the transform data, both JSON data is stored here. I believe the bronze one is supposed to be JSON data. So you can see, so it's so JSON. So when you get to the silver layer, it's converted to a Parquet file. I believe we've learned Parquet file already too. So it becomes a Parquet file. And then for the gold layer, I think that's just the prediction. So you run a machine learning model, and the prediction is also a Parquet file. So the Streamlit app pulls from this data and then creates what you see here, the prediction model. It predicts how prices are going to move for the next month. So I think this is for 2015. It did this prediction. And funny enough, the prediction actually worked. So it was saying that in January, so current month is 2025 12th, and that in January, prices are going to fall by 364 points. And then if we go to January, was it in January? I don't remember anymore. We can check if that was what happened. This is January. So the prices were going to fall, or was it going to rise? I don't remember anymore. Let me check. I think this is supposed to be the other way around. So when you see negative, it means it's going to, okay, I think it's an error I made. So this negative 3.6 means it's going to rise for 300 and something points. Then the positive one means it's going to fall. I think there's an error with this, my chart. So if you go to it, you see that it rose for about 300 and something points. And then, yeah, more than 300 and something. Then for February, predicted it was going to fall. So for March, predicted it was going to fall, and it fell too after March for about that same 300 and something. I don't know how accurate the model is. I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, but it's just to show the pipeline. So we extracted data from 2 different sources, transformed it, and then we are running analysis with it. So historical macro trends. So this is analysis using a box plot. I think that's enough, but I didn't submit it because I missed the deadline because the pipeline was failing. So I have to take that thing next year again for me to get the certificate. So that was my week. Internal error, unable to decode an event from what stream. Somebody say something. Okay, marvelous. Your hands are up.
Yeah. So I just want to. I think you said the container is still running for the images. So
Yes.
so just to while away the time. So I want to ask a question on, because the level of my understanding concerning Docker Kubernetes is not that high much, although I'm still learning the preliminaries, and I think I got more. But you made mention of Docker Compose, Docker itself, and Kubernetes. So
Yes.
you said that Kubernetes is like an orchestration to use to manage different um, Dockers or images. So
Yes.
then
Different
you said
container.
something, yeah, different container. You said something about Docker Compose that it manages different is it container or images too. So
Yes.
I just want to learn about the thin line between these three concepts: Docker,
Yeah.
Compose, and Kubernetes. So, and the application in real life, how do I put it? In real life applications, like in industries, how this thing plays. So, because there's still some gaps in my understanding of these three entities: Docker, Compose, and Kubernetes. I understand the concept of each, but how it plays, because I just know that Kubernetes is used to orchestrate just like Airflow to orchestrate different Python scripts, but Kubernetes is to orchestrate different containers. So,
Yeah.
so my question.
Okay, so I should buttress more on that, right?
Yeah. Why the container is still running?
Okay, so Docker, like in real life, in development, if because we have different teams, so uh, we have different teams, so everybody is not going to, how do I put it now? Every team is individual. So if you have the development team, so people developing a software, then you have the deployment team. Um, deployment team. So development and operations team. Operations do deployment. So if the development team develops their code, it is the operations team that is going to send that code into the live environment. So let's say I develop my code with all this Node.js, with Python 3.10, with different stuff, and I develop it in a Linux machine. Um, and I develop it in a Linux machine, and I then send to the operations team. What happens is that they might run the code on their own or on the server like that, and they will do everything I said, but the code will fail. Why? Because maybe instead of using Python 3.8, they were using Python 3.14, the latest one. Instead of using Node.js 1, they are using Node.js 4, the latest one. So every other thing will fail because of dependency issues. And then instead of them running it, where I ran it was actually a Linux operating system, but
So
they are running it. Yeah.
yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe you get my question. I said Docker Compose, and
Yes.
I think I understand the fact that Docker is used to containerize. I understand, but I'm saying that these
Yeah.
entities, like when you were explaining this particular, you said something about Docker Compose, Kubernetes, then you have the file
Yeah.
arranged on the.
Yes. Africa,
Yes.
your line is breaking. Have the fact where
Groups.
your line is breaking, or is it just me?
So my understanding of these entities, so it's still the gap is still kind of so just can you hear me? Okay.
Your line is breaking, marvelous. We couldn't hear you clearly.
Is it clearer now? Is it clearer now? Sorry.
Yes, it is. Please, could you ask again? Thank you.
All right. Steve, please can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I said I understand the fact that Docker is I think last week class quite it's explained that very deeply with my own understanding, prior understanding. So I understand that it's used to containerize because of dependency issues. So I was just saying that in this particular project you are running for this class. Like I saw something
Yes.
about Docker Compose, Kubernetes, K8s, and you arrange the file
Yeah.
on VS Code altogether. So, like, I just want to have like maybe how it connects. So, just like it's not as if I don't maybe get what I'm trying to say. So, how it connects,
But I think
you
you need to
have
explain
YAML file, which is a
how Docker connect. Yeah, you say how Docker connects.
hello.
Yeah, you were saying you need me to explain how Docker connects.
Not really how it connects. Okay, let me try and explain better. Sorry.
Okay.
We have Docker, we have Docker Compose, and we have K8s, which is Kubernetes. My understanding of each
Yes.
of these concepts is that Docker is used to containerize your containerized images so that it can be deployed to any environment, not particularly on the host
Okay, yes.
environment, it can go anywhere. Straight. So I want you to, maybe we can be specific to this particular project, how it connects. So yeah, so the connection between these three entities, because to me it seems like they are different entities and they are just coming together within the same project. So I just want that understanding, that's all.
Okay. So how, if I get you, how Docker and Kubernetes, those are the three components now, right?
Yeah, Docker, Docker Compose, and Kubernetes.
Kubernetes. Okay. So Docker is used to build like a Docker file. Okay. Let me look at my repo first so that I don't just say anything. So this is like a Docker file. Docker is just the app for running the containers, like you already know. Docker file is like building the base image. So you have the base image, probably the base image is Airflow or Python. The base image can be Python or Airflow. So we have the base image. So it builds our base image. So Docker Compose now builds, so we have multiple services now. Docker Compose now, from here we build all those services. My base image, which I built with this Docker file, all the other containers I'm using, and then it is there generally. Then Kubernetes in its own right now, okay, knows that I already have this image. Normally in this project, I'm not supposed to use Docker Compose because Kubernetes handles the orchestration. So this Docker Compose here is just to show you how to run like multiple images. So it's not, Kubernetes can work. So when I have my Docker file and build my Docker image, so Kubernetes will go look into my repo, pull my base image. It knows how to get the different images, because if you come to this K80 and you look at my this my YAML, let me try to open this in VS Code. So sorry, let me open this in VS Code so that it will be easy to open them one by one. VS Code is full. Okay. Yes. Okay, so if I go into Kubernetes, I'll see my YAML file. So this YAML file just tells Kubernetes how we want that particular Postgres to be. So if we want, secret is where you put your password and all of that. Cron job is to tell it that, okay, this is how I want to orchestrate it, run every 5 minutes. Airflow is to set up Airflow. So instead of having Docker file, all of these things here, Docker file is doing, Kubernetes will do it. So we don't need, like I said, we don't need Docker Compose. We only need our Docker file to build an Apache Airflow base image. So this one will pull all of that. So it will handle all that using our Docker file and all of that. Build the Postgres image. Then when we run Kubernetes, when we run this called a manifest, we apply this manifest to create the Postgres database and the Airflow instance server, and then start spinning it up generally. Is that close to the answer of what you were asking? Or should I actually add more spice?
I don't want to take too much time because I am
you can ask. The thing is, your line is breaking.
What I understand now is that Docker is used to build the file,
it breaks in small, but you said, yes, I can hear you. You said Docker is used to build the file. Is that what you said?
Yeah, to build images, right? Yeah.
And
so
Docker,
then,
is used to
I'm trying to relay what
images
you
and run
said.
continuous here.
Yeah. I'm trying to relay it. Yeah. So this Docker, when Docker is used to build these images, then these images are now transferred to K8s, which is Kubernetes, to run different kind of files. Is that right?
Yeah. So
just like, sorry, I am trying to relay.
Yes. Continue.
Hello?
Continue. Continue.
All right. So I said Docker is Docker is used to build these images, the files. Then when they are just like in Airflow, you have different Python scripts. Then you are going to orchestrate it with Airflow. So you are going to orchestrate different Python scripts in Airflow. Is that the same way it plays in Kubernetes? You are going to build different image files with Docker, then you are going to orchestrate it in Kubernetes. Is that what it's all about? So I'm trying to kind of build my understanding on it. Hello.
But I think, that's Docker handles image and container creation. Kubernetes gets those images, then runs them. Like, so if you want to, like, what Kubernetes does best is that it gets your is from wherever the images exist. It can get your Python file to run an ETL pipeline into its running environment, which is generally is a Linux server, and then run your whatever you are doing. So if it's a pipeline you are building for data, now it will run it. Let's say your boss says, okay, I'm afraid something might happen to this our data. Spin up like 3 instances so that we can have our data stored in AWS, in GCP, and in Azure. With Kubernetes, you can just change the manifest to say the replicas should be 3, and instantly it will spin it up. You don't have to go and be running Docker Compose or Docker this, that, this. It will run everything, your Terraform, everything, and put it into all those cloud platforms you have. So unlike doing things manually, you have to manually go and run Docker Compose. What Kubernetes will do for you is that you just tell it, okay, I want 6 replicas, and then you apply. Immediately you will see it spinning up 6 replica if you have enough storage. I think what was happening to us on Google Cloud Space is that the RAM was not enough, so it was failing. So yeah, basically. Does that add or improve to it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So basically, it was failing on the code space. I don't know why. So let's just run it on my local machine because I ran it on my PC before and it worked. I don't know why it's now failing on local on GitHub code space. Okay. This is not a Linux environment, so it will be slow. Okay, why that is going on? Taking so much time to finish. These are Windows environments. Yes. Yeah, okay, I think it's Okay. Let's rush through this. Sorry, guys. Running this thing on a Windows machine can be very slow. Around this in my server. Okay. Guys, sorry, I don't know what, this was the reason I didn't want to run it on my local machine because of all of this. Never thought the code space will actually fail. Because it's refusing to run here too. So I'm to make it up to everyone, I will just run it on my Linux device, record a video, and then send on the Discord group. Is that fine? For those of us that are still here, is that fine? Okay. Let me not keep everybody. I'm sorry, this is the second time, and it's the hardware. I've run it previously on my Linux device and it was running very fine. I don't know why it had to do this now on a Windows device. So I'm very sorry, my apologies. So I'll make it up to you. I'll record it tomorrow, the running instance, and then by Monday I will send the full video on the group. So thank you guys. I guess we can call it a day. Ogochukwu, do you have anything to say before we go?
Okay, nothing much, just to say thank you. You've really done well. At least now you can see why I keep telling you that I am intentionally staying away from running at anything concerning Docker right now. Because I know when I first tried it, I know what happened to my PC. So for the moment, I decided to just hold on anything concerning Docker. But you told me about the GitHub code spaces, and I said that's what I'll try. So errors occur every time. At least if you're used to running codes, we know that errors occur. It's also a means of learning and how to improve ourselves. So thank you very much for your time. Like, it's not easy for we'll call it 2 weeks straight. It's not easy. Thank you very much, and thanks for the session. So I believe if like you said, I think that's the best thing now. Just give us a recording and explain how everything runs in the recording, then you drop in the page and we can go through the recording at our free time. Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Sorry guys.
And thank you also Amos, Marvelous, and I think Collins. Yes, Marvelous and Collins, thank you for your patience. I think it was just both of you at the end also last time and the same night now. So
Yes.
thank you for your thank you for your patience, and I really do appreciate that. At least Collins, you are the expert here now, so you know what we usually face when talking Docker and Kubernetes. So this shouldn't be like a problem.
Suggesting using virtual machine last time.
Using what?
Virtual machine.
Virtual machine on
Yes,
your PC.
Yes.
No,
that
no,
was
no.
what
Okay, I did mine with on my company server. So we have proxies to run, and I think that was Ubuntu. So I did it on, and it works perfectly. I don't know why Windows now is failing. That's why I went to this, so that it would be like a virtual machine on the cloud, but it's still failing there. So I'll just use the company from Linux instance and run it and send it.
Okay, thank you. That's fine. Virtual. All right. We'll see how it goes then. So Steve, thank you very much once again, and thanks to Collins and Marvelous for your patience. So like we said, we're going to see again next week, and this time around it will be just AWS. I think we can call it a wrap for our Docker session now, until we see the video that Steve gets to send on the Discord channel. So thank you very much, Steve, for your closing remarks, and I think we can call it a day then.
I don't have much to say, and I just want to encourage everybody to keep going. Me, for the past 2 weeks now, I've been getting errors everywhere. So it's a normal thing. I see how it is now in the real world. You have many errors to debug. So this one, we are working live, so it's the same thing. But I just want to encourage everybody that they should put in the work. People like Collins now, they are the yogas. So thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.